Hello everyone. Hope everybody's doing just fine. We're starting with another stream. Happy new week, happy Monday. Let me know how everybody is doing so far. Um on our end we're doing just fine. I'm very happy with the consolidation we got this morning so far. So we're gonna take a look on what kind of possibilities the markets bring us later today, but so far so good. Just like expected, I wrote in the weekly report myself that I'm expecting some consolidation this week, and we're getting exactly that delivered so far. So digging into the markets just in a bit, I'm gonna clean up a few things and then gonna be with you right away. Um, so let's take a look. So far we're pushing towards new all-time highs on both EU and ES and NQ. Nothing unexpected here. Like I appreciate that we're doing that. The only thing is that we have to hope to get some participation in that ourselves. So let's dig a little bit deeper into each of the market itself. So looking at let me do this setup for you guys. Looking at the S, we just got into new all-time highs last Friday. We're consolidating so far in 1 hour chart. So basically, I'm noting two levels for myself right now. One of them being the 1 hour fair value gap right below the market price. We have something going on right here in terms of fair value gap as well. I'll put that note to myself also. And we have some buy side resting above both in terms of the previous week highs that we left open today, and then we have some highs from the consolidation that happened earlier today as well. Um, let's see. Otherwise, we're in 15 minutes. We're trading right below market open on the new day opening gap. I'm interested to continue lower here until this 1 hour fair value gap, so we see how we trade into that. But let's note this volume imbalance right here for ourselves on 15 minutes, and then we're gonna probably get this 15-minute fair value gap open here as well. So putting that into my notes, and 5 minutes now. So we have a new week opening gap right here. We just traded below it. I'm noting this buy side liquidity level for myself. That could be an equal high that we could draw into later today. I'm gonna be interested to see if we do that or not. And we're just breaking some sell side right now initially. And the markets are opening up in 12 minutes from now, so we'll see what we get out of it. So few things that I'm interested in: drawn liquidity for this 1 hour for val gap, and then we see if we continue higher, we're gonna break through these equal highs and maybe go for all-time highs again today. But all the evaluation happens today in this 1 hour for val gap for me. Okay. Thank you. Let's take a look there. So NQ is finally in sync with the S, which is wonderful. We're trading at similar levels on the price chart as well. Just going for the all-time highs again and again, which is good. We're happy to see that. 1 hour chart itself, we're in quite a big consolidation again, just like in ES. The 1 hour fair value gap construction is a little bit different though. We have one resting a little bit more below the market price, and we're looking kind of to invert this one. So we'll see how, if we overshoot this. If that happens, I'm gonna be interested in sell side being delivered, and I'm gonna know this buy side liquidity level on the 15. I'm very much interested to take this away from the market at some point, either today or later this week. And right now, let's notice 15-minute fair value gap as well for ourselves. So we see if we continue higher, we should be inverting this before we take any action, because it is also at the new week opening gap level as well for us. I'm happy to see that broken. And this looks like a possible OTE entry for the market open right away towards buy side. So we're gonna take a look if we get that done or not. So just so you would understand, short-term sell side taken, going high right here, taken as well, fair value gap. So we'll see how we trade into that fair value gap if we get possible to push from the upside here. And just quickly then, what do we have in dollar index? Dollar index, I'm expecting this fair value gap to get inverted. So dollar pushing to the upside. I think we're gonna continuously see that throughout this week. And yeah, so if we continue above this fair value gap, I'm expecting the indices to continue pushing lower a little bit, because the weekly lows from last week are taken, and this is a nice push to the upside already. We participated in shorts in dollar versus pound actually. ES also gave up opportunity to go short from a silver bullet setup today in London Open, but this consolidation is expected now because outside is already taken, and I'm not interested in participating in this at all. The only thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna note this fair value gap. This should be supporting the price if dollar goes lower, but I'm not expecting dollar to push any lower from where it is right now. What else? GU broke the structure as it seems right here as well. Traded down into that daily fair value gap level. We're at 1 hour fair value gap right now. YouTube 22 model kind of panning out. I'll put this in green so we all can see it a little bit better, but possible buy side incoming for GU now. I'm not gonna trade this though because I'm up on Forex today already, and I'm kind of wishing not to trade Forex anymore myself even, so we'll see how that goes, but I'll try to start avoiding Forex as much as I can personally, because I'm just not liking at all what kind of setups Forex is giving me. So we'll see how we deal with Forex continuing onwards, but nothing personal in terms of being against trading Forex itself, but Forex is nothing good yet. So far for us, so we're gonna try to avoid that. Okay. Then let's come back into the indices, I guess, right? So let's split the screen. NQ, ES. I'm just waiting for the market to open up now. Find the initial first fair value gaps. See how we can work with that. If we can take an entry, we're gonna take an entry because this is a new week. We're risk free so far. So I'm happy taking an market open entry as well. Buy side resting above, but I'm interested in that draw on the 1 hour fair value gap below the current market price, and then we'll see. So I showed you dollar index and 5-minute chart on dollar index. I'd love to see that. What is it? 9 o'clock 5-minute fair value gap to get inverted. If dollar continues higher, if not, this is a short-term top that we just created earlier today. So yeah. Market's opening up in 5 minutes, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm actually interested to go lower initially to fulfill this initial Judah swing to the downside, and then we evaluate. We evaluate what we get. We evaluate what we see onwards. 15 minutes inversion here. I wouldn't be too much in of that. Wouldn't be too much of an interest for me just yet, because I want to see that draw on sell side to happen first. Just one more time, gonna go through the markets. So we have to see if this is a possible inversion on dollar index or not. Basically, here going above the market, it will allow us to push to the buy side. Going below it will allow us to continue again towards the opening range for the day, allowing Forex especially to push up, because Forex is kind of offering a nice setup with 5 minute charts on EU and GU going for buy stops now. So I'm not gonna participate on that, but knowing it, we're gonna look for some buy side to be taken on indices. 2 levels noted on ES. Nothing too particular on NQ just yet, to be fair. So I'm gonna note this buy side from the London session itself. This is 15 minutes for value gap we're working with right now towards sell side. So we see if we get it inverted or not. I'm gonna take a note of that. The market's opening up in 2 minutes from now, so gonna be an interesting session. I'm actually quite excited for this week and what's coming up. So we see, we sit and we evaluate. That's what we do. We have buy side resting above on ES and that inversion. Not inversion, sorry, that fall imbalance as well. So we'll have to see how we trade through that or into that, and if it holds the price to the downside. A dollar going lower from where it is right now. This is a totally normal price action as what we see. Market's opening up in 30 seconds. Oh, so we're getting a divergence right away. Both markets not at sick at all. Sadly. I was hoping for them to move in tandem, but they're not. It's okay. We can work with that also. So we have an SMT happening right now, right? With NQ breaking lower and ES is not doing that. So now we just have to decide whether we're working with a short-term buy side or short-term sell side being taken for a possible reversal. Yeah, so unfortunately we didn't get the market open that would be solid for us in terms of moving in tandem yet. We're gonna see how we work with this possible inversion setup on in Q. I'm not sure yet, but we have what, half an hour to go till 10 a.m. So gonna be very interesting to see where the 1 hour chart closes. This 4 hour fair value gap is the only thing we can actually work with, to be fair with you. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna know the 50% level on it. And having that in mind, we're gonna be interested to see whether we break below it, we stay intact or not. All right, here, right there. And yeah, markets are open. Let's see if we have anything that we would be interested in. So 5 minutes for value gap being opened up on ES. Could this be a short-term low? Yes, it could be. I don't appreciate it though, because this 1 hour for value gap resting below is kind of my interest, but it's fine. Sell side taking on NQ as well. I'm gonna be interested how, if it's possible to get this 15 minutes inversion to set us up for a possible buy entry here. We can go long from here. That's not an issue. This 5 minutes chart getting inverted as well. This NQ move is becoming quite strong for us. Very big opening range so far. We haven't seen such an opening range for like 3 weeks in a row now. I can't enter from here. Like, this is just too big of a stop loss for me. Not just yet. So we see how we work with 1 minute chart. And if we get a possible entry offered for us from that. If we go as low as this 5 minute inversion right down here, I'm gonna be interested in taking a buy. So far, so good. Dollar breaking below, just like expected. Indices pushing to the upside. That's cool. That's what we like to see. Not looking for a top to be created here. Probably 1 minute chart on NQ just offered the buy entry. Yep. Right here, right there from that new week opening gap. This is why I usually know them. I'm not trading them directly, but I'm very happy to see price like moving above it and finding a support level from again. This is a very usual setup, especially on Mondays when the price hasn't moved too far away from the new opening gap itself. And we find the new week opening gaps just while looking in the market and it opening on Sunday night. So we always trade in New York time, right? And we're interested to see what happens throughout that 1 hour of price being offline. So on Friday we close at 459, right here at 18038.25, and at 6 on Sunday we opened at 18040. So this gives a 2.5 day, how to say, offline price action covered in this gap being open. It's usually much nicer when for example, if the market would have opened up below, right, creating a candle like this right here. So we would just literally note this as the volume imbalance, and we would just push it through the right, and we use it for 2 to 3 weeks in the upcoming price action because we're interested to see if we run away from it. Running away from it for the market usually means that we're gonna be trending a lot, which is nice for us. Now, if we don't trade away for like 20 or 40 handles in the initial 2 days of the market being open, consolidation is expected, and so on and so forth. So I love working with that level a lot. Yeah, so this new week opening gap supporting the price right now. I'm gonna be interested if it continues, but we still have ways to go for today and for the stream itself. We're gonna see if the NQ goes in sync with ES at all today, and if it does, we'll be very happy to take some buy entries from where we are standing right now. Dollar breaking to the south downside, like, beautifully. That's what we want to see, but we'll see how that 15-minute closes in 5 minutes from now. If it closes above, I'm gonna take the trade 15 to 10. I'm not gonna wait for 10 o'clock yet. So this is the possible setup I'm looking to participate in. We'll see if we can work with that or not, but should be possible. Some buy side resting above. 15 minutes inversion, that's what we like to see. 1 to 1, good enough also. We can work with that. We'll see. We have some time to go still. So I'm gonna take a look if we can get this 5-minute inversion done as well. Not gonna probably enter on it. We'll see how we trade into it. But if we go into this rapidly and start bouncing away from it right away, I'm gonna take a look if I can possibly enter here as well, okay? Mhm. Again, let's take a look. 15 minutes. Right here, right there. 5 minutes again. Let's try one contract on InQ real quick. Buy market price. Buy now. Yep. We're gonna set a possible stop loss of 20 points. 18 to 3. So 18 to 3. And we're kind of trading below it already. Can we hold on to it? Or not? Yeah, we didn't. Just fine. So small loss for us today. $200, which is fine. We're gonna see where we go next now, because buy side is still resting above. And the S is looking a little bit nicer than InQ does, to be fair with you guys. So we'll see. Maybe we play around with the S a little bit more than we do with InQ. Okay. 15 minutes. 5 minutes. And Q buy entry for me from this 5 minute inversion. We're gonna see if we close above on the 15 minutes. We're gonna add into the market a little bit. I'm gonna set a 20 points stop loss, so 1809 sharp for me. 1809 sell stop right here placed, and we play around. We're gonna see 18071 is on the buy side, so we're gonna target that right away for the initial trade. And we're actually gonna add into the position if we get that 15 minutes inversion setup done. Okay. Happy so far with what is happening? One minute chart is giving a difficult read though, so I'm gonna stick to 5 minutes for now. I would love to break above that 5 minutes for value gap though, as soon as we can. So maybe even this close of the candle. That would be awesome, but probably might be a little bit tough. So not yet. We're not closing above it just yet, but we see maybe. So we have kind of what 15 more minutes to go. Possible consolidation as well, so we just have to keep that in mind, not to rush to get out from the positions we're holding right now. Too bad we're creating this SMT right now, which is not allowing for the market to continuously push up. But literally, I'm gonna hold on to this position as long as we're not breaking below this 5-minute fair value gap. So even though my stop loss is set quite away from the market, I'm just keeping myself safe so I don't get pushed away from it. But as long as we're trading above this 5-minute fair value gap on 5-minute closing basis, I'm gonna stay in this position. ES though looking a little bit better than NQ, but let's take a look on other markets. Just like expected, EU and GU pushing to the upside. I would be expecting exactly the same to be happening on indices, but not yet so far. So we have a fair value gap here on S&P. We'll see if we can work with that at all. This is a volume imbalance right here that we are working with as well. And then we go into NQ. NQ is gonna try to kill us many times here, but I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm fine with this drawdown. It's something I can work with it with ease. Interestingly enough though, right? Yes, right away from the beginning it looked a little bit nicer in terms of price action. And it looks like it's executing the market onwards in a bit nicer way as well. But oof. Would be great to stay above this 1 minute for value gap though. Would be great. And I'm not adding in just because I'm not 100% sure of this being the real inversion of the day, because we still have some sell side to possibly work with on, even though short-term sell side levels were taken away from the market on both ES and NQ. So sell side here and then sell side right there on ES. Lower to 5 minutes. So would be very sad to see the next 30 seconds closing below. But yes, it's something that I could be interested to work with. If NQ just stays in sync at least a little bit, would be awesome. We're not yet, so and this inversion is kind of getting confirmed that we're closing below. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna note 50% of this week now to see if the last line of defense can hold the price in. So this week we can treat as a possible fair value gap as well. So as long as we're not closing below it, trade is still valid. But if 5 minutes starts closing below this level, like I'm gonna have to close the trade early. Yeah, still moving to the buy side brilliantly. Kind of picked the wrong devil to work with, you know, which is fine, which is cool. Dollar continuously pushing lower, which is great, but it's not allowing, unfortunately, Q to do exactly the same. We have this volume imbalance holding the price to the upside on ES, and then Q just kind of is not giving us the same. Let's see. The macro of 10 to 10 is starting though, so I'm just hoping for the market to push to the upside and kind of catch up to ES. But if ES starts breaking highs now, we will consider this as SMT, so possible retracement to the downside will be a possibility then. We're gonna have to get out of the possible position now if that happens. We're just trading all around break even still. Broke to the downside, but as always, when I enter a position, I'm always counting to 3, right? So we entered from this inverted fair value gap right here. We set a stop loss of 20 points, which is regular stop loss for us. Then we're counting. So we have the fair value gap itself. We have this order block right here, and we have 50% level of the wick on the 5-minute chart as well. So as long as we're not breaking 3 bullish PD arrays one after another, I'm happy to participate in this. Right, so this is the last line of defense, this 50% level for us. And as long as we're not closing below it, I'm happy to hold on to this position. I think last week I even talked, right? What happens when 3 bullish PD arrays get broken? They're pushing to the downside, so only 2 have been broken. This trade is still valid, and I'm happy to continue holding it. Yes, breaking above these highs would not be good for the trade we're holding on to. Because that would indicate an SMT for the bullish side of the market, allowing the market to make a turn to the downside. I'd love to see NQ push a little bit higher above this new week opening gap before yes takes the buy side out. So 15 minutes again. That volume imbalance on ES holding the price. Buy stops resting above. I didn't participate it because this 3 handles move is just too little for me. We have a possible 20 handles and then more move here on NQ, so I'm much happier to take that in. And yeah, still holding on to it, which I'm happy to do as long as the dollar index is pushing to the downside. no indication of it turning around yet. And very simply, right now I'm just waiting for the 5 minute to close above this new week opening gap. That would allow, there is a 15-minute fair value gaps residing somewhere around here, so that would indicate a inversion in 15 minutes again, and then probably even add to this position if that happens. So 3 minutes to go till the 15 minutes for candle closes. It would be lovely to see it pushing up to the upside. Let's mark the initial opening range for ourselves just to be reminded of where we are trading at. So, let's see. We opened. Where did we open? So, this is little bottom of the range on. Yes. Top of the range here. Maybe in next 3 minutes we're gonna pop through it. Maybe not. In a way, right? But we deal with the cards we're getting dealt, and we evaluate on the go, which is not a problem at all. And let's take a look. ES is still in trading in the range, and Q that's a very big range. Okay, buy stops resting above, equal highs right here, triple highs actually in a way, right? And yeah, I would love push to the upside before 10 o'clock. Would be great to see that push to the upside before 10. If we don't get it, we don't. Not a problem at all. Also, would be happy to see that happening. Dollar kind of stopped pushing to the downside, unfortunately, allowing for some consolidation to appear, just like we've seen right now. But we need dollar to continue moving lower for this setup to pan out. Setup that I'm looking at myself. Yeah. But we're right in the middle of the range itself. You see, guys, right? Which is not optimal. Love to get out of the range before any real price delivery happens. And I actually closed above it, so I'm gonna give it a go. We're filled for a second. So we filled for a second contract now because 15-minute chart is getting inverted. Just closed above it. Happy with that. And now, very simply, all I have to do is just hold on to the position. And if I'm able to do that, then we're just good. We're good to go. 18.0, 18.5 for a sell stop. And we're gonna set our buy limit here at 18.059. 1859. The limit. Here we go. So this will be probably the only trade that we take this week. Not this week, sorry, today. And we see where it brings us. Have two different stop losses now just to scale down if we start breaking below this 50% of the wick quickly. Yeah. What is 1 minute chart saying to us? Nothing to be proud of, basically. Shitloads of buy side resting above, but have to take some sell stops before we get there. So would be very unfortunate if you do that on NQ. But yes, has to take some sell stops and get back to the new week opening gap before it continues higher. So, but I would be expecting a push to the upside from here on. Yes, of shitloads of buy side above. 1 minute equal highs right here, as well as more liquidity resting above. But NQ is my interest right now, and let's just maybe put that 15 minutes for value gap as well somehow. So I'll do this for value gap 15-min top. So we keep in mind the fact that we traded above it, and this 1 hour for value gap still supporting the price. So take this off my chart. Here we go, a little bit better now, but let's go through dollar index a little bit as well. So this 15 minutes getting inverted to the upside would be not appreciated, even though this can happen, but that would allow one more time indices to go lower from where we at right now. That nothing is holding the price intact though. I don't like nothing about forex here as well. This ES volume imbalance holding the price to the upside from where we are at now. Shitloads of buy side resting above right here, as you see, a lot. And then we see NQ. What do we have on NQ? At 15 minutes getting inverted, and yeah, just have to wait it. take a look at this. Like, we're just trading right in the equilibrium. Not giving it. Probably not much will happen either because we're just lacking news today. Not only that, we have CPI coming up tomorrow. I'm not expecting much to happen either because of that. This new week opening gap should allow uh buy side liquidity to be taken. I'd love to see that actually. Not gonna enter though. There's no setup that I would take here just yet. Nothing I would participate in, but keep in mind this buy side resting above, okay? I would love it to open up a little bit from where we are at right now. New week opening up and everything. Yes, I'm gonna small buy entry. Handle stop loss. I like impulses, so this impulse is good. We can work with that as long as this fair value gap gets created in a way, right? Our indices are not moving in tandem with dollar index. Bad, good. I like this push, so but we need NQ to get above the new week opening gap. Long as we're trading below it, not much will happen today. Yeah, it's just incredibly choppy though. Look at those candles. Like, these are the candles you get at midnight. Nothing interesting is happening at all. Oh. This can continue to range, so if I wouldn't be in position right now, this fair value gap would not be an entry for me. Why? Because even though we are having a small SMT with the ES creating a lower low here, and NQ creating a higher low instead, this is just creating more liquidity on the downside for NQ instead of like calling for an entry to the or those buy stops resting above. We want to see this panning out though. We want this fair value gap holding the price intact to the upside from here. I'll be very tempted to close the position if we close below this fair value gap actually. So, but this SMT is nothing, not an indicator at least for me just yet. Still playing around with some drawdown. Not playing around, just holding on to it. It's quite an understandable um price level in terms of what I don't want to see the price drawing into. Dollar index moving to the side. This is, but interestingly enough, indices are being held into this consolidation of the opening range still, so good for us in a way. Would be great to stay above that 1 minute fair value gap in terms of closing basis. We can do that. If not, I'm gonna close it probably and wait for 111 PM macro to open up a little bit. Just got stopped out for half of the position. Markets are in sync though. Both markets taking out sell side, which I'm happy about. The 5 minutes buy side rest. Shitloads of buy side actually of NQ is still holding on. Three more minutes till the 5 minutes. Still holding on. Position. Stressed out at all. I'm just interested to see some movement. 5 minutes still providing this setup as I got into the trade with, so so one more time, right? We entered the trade because this 15-minute fair value. We entered the trade because this 15-minute fair value gap. Would I take the setup again? I would, even though we're consolidating right now like that. Basically, we're not intact with the dollar index. Right? Dollar index just took Friday's highs out away from the market, and indices did not push to the downside at all at the same time. So we stick to the plan. We noted this 50% of the wick resting below. So as long as we're trading above it on 5, interested. I'm not interested in the market getting any lower than that. And yeah. I'm just gonna open up dollar index for you guys to see as well. We're trading at buy side from last week. Just broke through it, now retracing to the upside a little bit. Dollar against euro is the euro USD doing exactly the same. Possible setup right here right now. I'm not sure. Nothing that I like. Please, just yet, just yet. And dollar PP, similar stuff. The dollar going lower as it is right now, it should allow indices to. Now we see initially we take a look at, yes, holding on to that 5 minute fair value gap. Minute in a way, right? That is good. I'm happy to see that we have buy stops resting above. So all good here. And in Q, 15% of the wick still. The price to the upside as well. So we're gonna stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. This is very sloppy price action. Still holding on to it, right? This is very sloppy price action. And even though we're still holding on to it, there's nothing I appreciate just yet in terms of only this 50% of the wick on 5-minute chart holding the price to the upside. Even though, gun to my head, buy stops on ES and buy stops on NQ is our next draw on liquidity. We have CPI tomorrow at 8:30 and PPI coming on Friday, so I even wrote it in the weekly report itself that I'm not expecting any good price action on Monday, which is today. So we're just consolidating, and then but draw on liquidity to the buy side. We're gonna see how this trade spans out for us. All right. Well, again at break even, so we see if we can work with that. Nothing I can work with though in terms of adding to the position just yet. Too bad we're breaking to the downside now. I would love this to continue pushing to the upside. Finally, the market moving a little bit more in sync with the ES actually pushing to the down buy side rapidly. Very, very happy to see. Um, if you were in ES buys, I would be looking to close the position already. There's drawn liquidity happened. We're still taking higher highs compared to NQ on ES, so SMT is here. I'm just not interested in holding on to it. But NQ is giving a push to the upside as well. 15-minute inversion, very nasty, but still allowing us to trade. We can work with. But we continue holding on to it. And so inversion happened half an hour ago, right? And I'm still holding on to the position itself on my end. And with ES now taking buy stops away from the market, I would love to see the 6-6 approach on NQ happening, allowing it to push up higher. This volume balance didn't really hold the price to the upside, but ES gave us a YouTube 22 model where we opened up, we took the buy sell side out on before the market opening itself. We took the sell side out. We pushed up, broke the structure right here above these swing highs. Left a 5-minute fair value gap open, which is correlating together with the new week opening gap, and pushed to the upside. Relative equal highs on 1 minute, double top on 5 minute here, broken. I think all-time highs might come into the place at 5048 as well. I didn't participate in this ES though, so because I'm holding on to this NQ. But once again, the ES, right, the sell side taken prior to the market opening up, swing high here, break of structure, 5-minute fair value gap supporting the run to the upside together with the new week opening gap. Partial taken here, full take profit here, but I'm not participating in it because I took a trade in NQ before ES panned out, right? And looking at the ES, we kind of trusted the NQ inversion setup happening right here. So we noted the 15-minute inversion happening half an hour ago, right before 10 o'clock. And we entered from the new week opening gap just as soon as we started retracing right here. And I'm just hoping for the buy stops initially from London Open to be taken away from the marketplace, and then the run to the buy side ultimately to new all-time highs as well. But yeah, so we entered 2 contracts here on NQ, and we entered right away from 15-minute fair value gap. Then we entered again from this 5-minute inversion somewhere around this level. I closed down one of the contracts as soon as we started breaking below this 5-minute fair value gap, and I'm still holding on to this position because I'm hoping for this 50% of the wick level to hold on the price to the upside. So we stay in. We look for the actual setup to pan out without much stress or any doubts here. No doubt, you see. Oh, you. So NQ getting out from the opening range finally. I don't have any partials to take on my end, but this would be a place to take partials away from the market. So you could even divide the position into three parts. First partial would be here, second partial above this buy side level, and then ultimate take profit would happen above Friday's highs. So it looks like we're gonna get out from the opening range, and then we just want to see some speed towards buy stops again at 1018060. We just want NQ to follow what ES is giving us right now, so buy stops. In other words, buy stops. Here we go. This is much better, and now we just have to evaluate it with whether we hold on to the position to the full take profit, or we want to get out of it and just call it a day, because I'm not expecting much more to happen, because we're just expecting all of the movement to happen on tomorrow as well as Friday. So we'll see. I'm just trying to understand if I'm above break even already for the day, which I am not. So I'll just wait out to be above break even for today, and I'm gonna close the position itself then. Just for a note, we're 0.5% up on Euro USD, GBP, sorry, GBP USD from the silver bullet earlier today in London. So we're 0.5% up there. Now we see just we can work something more out of the charts today for us. I'd love us to see going higher instead of doing what the market is doing right now. But some more buy side resting above on ES. Oh, ES might be retraced, might even retrace as low as this 5 minutes fair value gap here. Let's keep it to our notes, but we don't have anything similar on NQ yet, so I'm just expecting for buy stops to be taken and 18,060, and I'm gonna fully close the position. I'm probably gonna end the stream for the day as well. We're gonna have a much longer, about 3 hour stream tomorrow, because we're gonna stream the CPI news event tomorrow. So shorter stream today, 3 hour stream tomorrow, which should be quite fun for me to hang out with you guys, and we'll see. We're gonna close here, and we're gonna move to the sidelines for the rest of the day. So 18,060, Let's move our stop loss there. And we're gonna be good to finish on a good note today. So one more time, right? 15 minutes inversion happened right at 10 o'clock. We took an entry from the new week opening gap around here. Kind of said that we're gonna be fine as long as this 5-minute inversion holds the price to the upside. We even entered a second contract here, and we took two stop out levels, right? Initially one right below this low, and second at kind of a safe level because we expected this wick and 50% level of that wick to hold the price intact. We held on to it, and we're closing a date at almost 400 in profit today, which is great. We're still trading on that top step evaluation account. So we finished at 1k profit last week, which was one of the toughest week of trading for me, to be fair with you, so far this year. And yeah, we're finishing off today with a small profit of 400, so we're gonna be almost at 1% up on the account. And all the good stuff is only starting this week because tomorrow we have CPI. So after CPI, a lot of openings will be appearing for us. And very simply, we're gonna take this off. We're gonna call it a day. We're not gonna risk anymore because I'm happy with what we've traded on London on Forex today. Happy with what we traded in front of you guys on NQ. Yes, was a little bit of a better setup, but this is not enough movement for me. 5 handles only, so we work with what the markets offer, just like we do today. 20 handles will be banked for us, and we'll call it a day. Hope you guys have good rest of Monday. Order filled for me. I'm gonna take away that sell stop limit, and we're gonna go home, enjoy some